Hello everyone and welcome back to Monkey Island 2. So in the previous episode we got the fourth map piece. We then took all four of the map pieces to Wally the cartographer so that he could decipher them. But before he managed to get a chance to do that, he was captured by LeChuck. We then stowed away in a crate full of voodoo supplies and live snakes for 5 days and nights. And finally we've arrived inside LeChuck's evil voodoo fortress. So, let's have an explore in here and see what we can find. Go up this passage. Sign, oh splinters. Nailed up sign, broken sign, plain old sign, wooden sign, big sign. We are not going that way yet. That leads to LeChuck's maze. We're going to go down this tunnel. No, wait, hang on. I don't think that's the way. I think it might be this way we need to go. The back tunnel. Oh no, it's probably the... Let's just check the other way. I believe the back tunnels are where the maze is. It looks like it. So I think if we follow this tunnel all the way out, it should lead us to where we need to be going first. This is right. Okay, this is the jail of LeChuck's fortress, and Wally is inside. So let's see if we can speak to him first of all.
It's Wally! Wally!
Mr. Brush, is that you?
Are you alright?
It was horrible. They abducted me in my office, brought me here in a duffel bag, interrogated me. Then they...
What? What?
They took away my monocle for a while.
I see. The map, Wally! What about the map?
Oh, LeChuck's got it, but who cares?
Who cares?
Yes, I memorized the whole thing before he took it. It's on an island called Dinky, not too far from here. After you bust me out of here, we could steal a boat and go there.
Sounds good, Wally. So yeah, obviously the various sources and rumours that we heard about Big Whoop's whereabouts were pointing to it being on islands called Blinky Island or Inky Island. In fact, it's on Dinky Island, which apparently is quite close to where we are, very conveniently.
I have something to confess about your monocle. Dread stole it.
I knew it. He's always envied my intellectual look.
Okay, stand back. I'm gonna bust down the door.
What are you, nuts? Go get the key. He probably keeps it in his office down the hall.
Could you please stop that annoying swinging?
Sorry.
I'm gonna go get that key.
Okie dokie.
Poor old Wally. Such a victim of circumstance. So, in order to get to the jail key, we need to navigate the back tunnels. Now, there is a trick to doing this. If you go through them, then they just loop round and bring you back to the beginning. So the trick is in these ugly bone things, these like statues on the walls. And if you remember when we were going to get Captain Marley's map piece and we fell off the oar on the side of the big tree, Guybrush had a dream where he was visited by his parents and they sung a really weird song which he then wrote down on the piece of spit-encrusted paper. So if we look at that now, we can see it's a song, and basically the clue is in the song. So the ugly bone things are all different combinations of different parts of the human skeleton. So what this is saying is the head bone is connected to the rib bone, the rib bone is connected to the leg bone is connected to the hip bone. So what we're looking for is head, then rib, then leg. Okay? So head, rib, leg would make it this statue. Okay? So now if we push this one, we can go through it into another corridor. And when we get to another 3, We can go and look at this
two-sided.
again. And now, what I'm not sure about, because it's been a while since I played this, is whether we start here and carry on from there. Looks like we do, because it carries on from verse to verse. So we're going for hip, arm, head, right? Hip, arm, head. So it's this one. So it's quite simple when you understand how it works, and it actually makes a fair amount of sense. And I think we now carry on in from the room that we're in. So we're looking for rib, leg, hip. Rib, leg, hip. So it's that one. And there should just be one more. Arm, head, rib. Arm, head, rib. There we go. And we've done it. So it's really quite straightforward, but it can be a little bit confusing if you don't know, the trick to it. As you can see, there are plenty of massive locks on this door.
There is no way, not even in an adventure game, that I'd be able to get all those locks open.
Bit of a fourth wall break, but let's just try opening it nonetheless. Oh look, there is like a miniature doggy door inside. Okay. And here's LeChuck's voodoo throne.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
Nice.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
The different inflections is a really nice touch. So here's the voodoo key to the jail. Let's grab that. Aha.
Guybrush Threepwood. You have finally been caught. I have searched every island, sailed every sea, and now you are mine. What do you have to say for yourself? Largo,
Yes, sir, LeChuck, sir.
take Guybrush down to the torture chamber and get the machine set up.
Yes, sir.
You be in a heap of trouble, Guybrush Threepwood. Now that you are mine, you will pay for what you did to me.
Hey, what's a little root beer between friends?
Silence! There is only one thing more painful than being resurrected from the dead and crammed into a rotting body. Do you know what that is? It is what is about to happen to you.
Can't we talk this thing out?
You see that candle over there? When it burns through that rope, the bag will fall on the bellows. When it is compressed, it will shoot a single lead bullet, which will ricochet off that pan, then off the shield behind me, bounce off that other shield, finally striking the green balloon. When it pops, it will cause that lever to fall, releasing that ratchet on the chain wheel, and sending you down into the pit of acid.
Gee,
Do you know what happens next?
well,
I will take your bones, still alive and in great pain, and make them into a chair. I will call it my screaming chair. Every morning I will sit in it and listen to you scream. Any questions?
where do babies come from?
In your case, the orphanage.
Why do adventure games cost so much?
Scanned VGA art is very expensive.
He is, of course, referring to this lovely scanned VGA art. I believe the background art in the original version of this game was done by Steve Purcell, the great artist Steve Purcell, who is, of course, the creator of Sam and Max and an absolutely wonderful artist who did the cover artworks for the boxes of the first 2 Monkey Island games. He did a lot of the artwork and of course the cover art for Sam & Max Hit the Road, which he also wrote. He did the cover art for Maniac Mansion. He is just an absolute legend. He has a great blog online as well. Unfortunately, he hasn't updated it for a few years now, but a lot of his rare artwork is on there. It's called Spud Vision. I recommend that you do a little Google for that if you're interested in the art direction, because it's really good. It has a lot of sort of concept art and unused art from the Monkey Island games, and even from a cancelled Monkey Island film project, which was going to be made by Industrial Light and Magic, George Lucas's special effects company. Anyway, I digress.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if it...
I'm growing tired of your stupid questions. Prepare to die.
He didn't say what he was going to do to me.
An ottoman comes to mind.
Right, so this is a timed puzzle, I believe. The candle can actually burn through the rope, which does set off the trap and kill Guybrush and Wally. It's sort of the same as like him holding his breath for 10 minutes in the first game. You can actually let it time out if you want to. There's probably like a hidden achievement for it or something, I can't really remember too well, but one of the things is that because we're chained up by the hands, we can't use any of our items. We can, however, still use our mouth, so we can use the crazy straw with the green drink.
Boy, this stuff makes my spit thick.
And now what it does is it changes all the verbs to hawk. Hang on. Hawk, spurt, looch, squirt, and loogie. And what we need to do now is if we spit on this shield, you can see there.
Hey, watch it with a spit.
Notice it changed the angle of the shield when we spit on it, and it bounced off this pan. So what we need to do is squirt the pan.
Hey, watch it with a spit.
And I think that might be right now. Nope.
Hey, watch it with a spit.
Okay, we might need to...
My mouth is all dried up.
Okay. This bit sometimes takes a bit of trial and error. But... eventually, if...
Boy, this stuff makes my spit thick.
you have the shield and the pan aligned correctly,
Hey, watch it with a spit.
then you can get it so that it spits out the
Hey,
candle.
watch it with a spit. Hey, watch it with a spit.
Yeah, getting slightly tired of hearing that now, but never mind. We need to just get this... do it over and over until it works, basically.
Hey, watch it with a
Seems
spit.
to be going back in the other direction.
My mouth is all dried up.
Okay, I'm going to skip the dialogue from now on.
Boy, this stuff makes my spit thick.
There we go.
Arr! What be going on in here? Largo, relight the candle. Guybrush has escaped. Find him.
Ha! I bet LeChuck is really cheesed off now.
Yep.
Hey, Wally,
Yeah?
where are we?
Good question.
So there we go. I don't know how they managed to get out of their shackles, but never mind. We didn't have to do it, that's the main thing. Remember when we picked up Wally's order from the voodoo lady? We got this juju bag. If we
There's
open
some
it now...
stuff in here. I think that these are matches. And this thing feels like a bomb.
That dialogue is unique, of course, to this situation. If you open it earlier, then he doesn't identify the things by touch. He just knows what they are. A love bomb and some matches. So we'll light a match now so that we can see where we are.
Holy skunk sweat! Ouch!
Part 4, Dinky Island.
Hours later.
Okay, there we go.
Polly wants a cracker. I want my granddaughter to marry a real man. A captain, not a washout like you. Okay, let's go over it again so no one forgets where we buried the treasure. Polly wants a cracker.
Just going to get away from that parrot so that it doesn't interrupt me while I'm speaking. So, here we are on Dinky Island, which, in case you hadn't guessed it, is the final area of the game. Some pretty tricky puzzling in this area. Now, I have to now make the difficult decision of whether to end this episode here after 16 minutes and then do the whole of Chapter 4 as a separate episode, or to do the whole thing as one longer episode. I am going to carry on playing just because I feel like 15 minutes is too short a time for an episode to last. So, what the parrot is going on about is that it's parroting stuff that it's heard when Captain Marley and his men buried the treasure of Big Whoop on this island. So we do need to use that parrot in order to locate Big Whoop on the island, because if we go into the jungle it's like a huge maze with various things that we need, and I'm not feeling amazingly confident that I can remember exactly all of the order to do the puzzles in this place, so you have to bear with me a bit. But first of all, there are several items on this beach which we need to pick up. First of all, this bottle.
Oh, no, that's not right.
And this
Captain
crowbar.
Marley, where should we bury the treasure? Polly wants a cracker.
And a martini glass. And there is a still here,
No, that's
so
not
that
right.
the people on the island can whip themselves up some vodka martinis by distilling various things that they find, which is quite interesting. What we're going to do is use the martini glass with the ocean.
Polly wants a cracker.
That's going to get us a nice glass of seawater. Unfortunately, we can't actually drink a vodka martini in this game, which is a real shame. I do like a vodka martini myself. I'm very fond of them. In real life, that is. Drinking electronic vodka martinis probably wouldn't have the same punch. Also, Guybrush is, of course, a complete lightweight. If we go over this side, we can find a familiar face.
I want my granddaughter to marry a real man. A captain, not a washout like you.
Herman Toothrot, what are you doing here?
Oh, hi. I've been waiting for you.
So Herman looks like he's had a bit of a redesign for this game. I think I probably like him better looking like this. He's still a super annoying character though. Such a pain in the arse, man. Okay.
What do you mean you've been waiting for me?
Our meeting comes at this, the final moment of my existence so far. All else has been in anticipation of this event.
Do you always say things like that?
Nothing I say is ever the same, yet it is all said the same way.
Yeah, he's super annoying and now he's like into philosophy.
Do you mean to tell me that your whole life has been merely a prelude to meeting me here today?
Yours too. But see, already the moment passes. Now our meeting is nothing more than another note in the grand overture to the next passage.
What are you doing here?
I'm teaching philosophy here.
Right here? On the beach?
Sure beats a Tibetan mountaintop. I can go surfing when things are slow.
What sort of philosophy are you teaching?
Neo-existentialist Cartesian Zen Taoism. It's all the rage at cocktail parties this year.
How many students have you got?
Well, none at the moment. But as soon as word gets out that a guru such as myself is teaching at a beautiful locale like this, I'll have to beat them off with a stick.
Could you teach me some philosophy?
Okay, here's a Zen koan for you.
What?
A philosophical puzzle. If a tree falls in the forest and no one is around to hear it, what color is the tree?
Brown?
Nope.
Blue?
Nope.
Forest green?
Not even close.
Red?
Nope.
Cyan?
Not even close.
Lavender?
Nope.
Magenta?
Nope.
Puce?
Nope.
Aquamarine?
Nah.
Taupe?
Nope.
Burnt sienna?
Not even close.
Raw umber?
Nah.
Sepia?
Not exactly.
Mulberry?
Not exactly.
Periwinkle?
Nope.
Orchid?
Not even close.
Turquoise?
Nope.
Peach?
Nah.
Plum?
Nope.
Aubergine?
Nah.
Teal?
Nope.
Mustard?
Not even close.
Cabernet?
Not even close.
Slate?
Nope.
Smoke?
Nope.
Brick?
Nah.
Coral?
Not even close.
Chartreuse?
Not exactly.
Cherry?
Nope.
Wisteria?
Nope.
Raspberry?
Nope.
Vanilla?
Nope.
Asparagus?
Nah.
Cranberry?
Not exactly.
Sangria?
Nope.
Eggshell?
Nah.
Driftwood?
Nope.
Sumac?
Not exactly.
Alpaca?
Nope.
Storm gray?
Not exactly.
Evening haze?
Nah.
Tarragon?
Nope.
Sachet?
Nope.
Venetian?
Nah.
Juniper?
Not exactly.
Drizzle?
Nope.
Sweet potato?
Not even close.
Bayou?
Nah.
Right, that's quite enough of that, I'm sure you'll
I
agree.
give up.
Think about it some more and come back when you have an answer.
I can't actually remember off the top of my head if there is a solution to that puzzle,
there's a
or if
cracker in
what
here.
it actually does, if there's anything.
Oh, the heck with
Anyway.
it. Let's make a map and tear it into 4 pieces.
Polly wants a cracker, so we'll give Polly a cracker, and we have to pay attention
Gee,
to what
Captain Marley,
Polly
where
says.
should we bury the treasure? Head due east from the pond to the dinosaur.
That's our first direction
Gee,
to
Captain
Big
Marley,
Whoop.
where should we bury the treasure?
Now, where we
I want
picked
my
up
granddaughter
the
to marry a real
bottle
man,
from the
a
ocean,
captain, not a washout like you.
It's empty and there's a cap on it.
No, 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 that's not right.
we'll use the bottle with the rock.
Head due east.
And we now have a
pond to the
broken
dinosaur.
bottle.
I want my granddaughter to marry a real man.
Now
a
we can
captain.
enter the jungle. But first we'll have a look here.
Welcome to Dinky Island, home of the treasure of Big Whoop.
That sounds promising. Okay, so first of all, he said head due east from the pond to the dinosaur. So when we find the pond, of course, we need to go due east from there. But first of all, we're going to head this way, all the way to the left. And you see there is a bag here. The reason why I broke the bottle is so we can use it on this bag. And there is a box.
It's instant low sodium cracker mix. Just add water.
Okay. So, obviously we need to feed Polly the parrot some more crackers in order to get the rest of the directions to Big Whoop. We now have instant cracker mix, which we can add water to, but we only have seawater. So what we're going to do is use our martini glass full of seawater in the still to make
All the heck
distilled
with it.
water,
Let's make
which
a
is
map and
frankly
tear it into
nuts,
4
but
pieces.
that's Monkey Island.
Gee, Captain Marley, where should we bury the treasure?
That seems to have gotten most of the salt out of it.
Okay. And now we will use the distilled water with the cracker mix. And we have 2 more crackers. So we will give one of them to the parrot.
I want my granddaughter to marry a real man. Captain. Head north from the dinosaur to the pile of rocks. Head due
Okay,
east
that's the
from
second
pond
direction.
to
So
the
it's east
dinosaur.
from the pond to the dinosaur,
Gee,
north
Captain
from the
Marley,
dinosaur
where
to the
should we
pile
bury
of
the
rocks.
treasure? Oh, no, that's not right. Head due east from the rocks to the X.
Sounds
Due east
good.
From the rocks to
All
the
right.
X.
And now, tree.
It's shaped like a giant pencil. It's a jungle in there. It's shaped like a giant boomerang.
Yeah, sure. That's enough looking at trees. So if we now head this way, we should here's the pond, right? And there is a box of TNT with some rope around it. We have the rope.
It's nailed shut.
Aha. But we have a crowbar, do we not?
Hey, dynamite, just like it says on the side.
Dynamite, superb. Due east from here is in this direction. I'm just wondering, I know this is the wrong way, but I'm just wondering if I can find something that this sort of route is directly like designed to get you very, very lost. Aha, this is what I was looking for. Just for the sake of this playthrough, I'm going to use this.
1900740 JEDI. Remember, kids, if you're under 18, ask your parents before calling.
Lucasfilm Games hint line. Chester speaking.
I really like the design of Chester in the original graphics, but here we go. So what this is basically is like a... In the early 90s, when these games were like hugely popular and it was sort of a new genre, you would get these hint lines which were controlled by the developers or publishers of the game themselves, and it would be like a premium rate line. And we also had them in the UK as well, where you could ring up and pay like, you know, 50p or $1 a minute or whatever it was. And if you rang up and you said, I'm stuck on this section of the game, and they give you a hint, or rather like just a solution to that puzzle so that you could move on. Because a lot of them were so cryptic that it annoyed people that they couldn't get anywhere. The other thing that you also had in those days was hint books, where you would pay... I don't know what it would have been in dollars, but you would pay like 30 or 40 pounds for the game, and then in the game box, like often inside the manual, there would be a promotional flyer for the hint book, and it would be like, if you get really stuck in the game, you can send off this order form and pay an extra 20 pounds or $30 or whatever it was, and we will send you a printed book which has the solution to like the entire game. And I remember we had the original Discworld game by Psygnosis, which was and is one of the hardest point-and-click adventures ever. And we had to... I remember me and my brother persuading my parents to buy us the hint book just so that we could see some more of the game because we couldn't get anywhere. But I am rambling. Maybe I'll get round to Discworld at some point. I do really like that game, but... First of all, let's talk to Chester.
I'm lost in the Dinky Island jungle in Monkey 2.
Look, there are only 2 ways out of the room you're in. Figure it out, knucklehead.
When is Swaddle gonna ship?
It's been out for some time now. Where have you been, playing some frustrating graphic adventure?
Swaddle, what was that? Star Wars... I can't think, I'm drawing a blank. What Star Wars games were there at this time? X-Wing, TIE Fighter, Rebel Assault. I'll come back to that.
Who thought up that dumb stump joke?
I am tired of hearing about that damn stump. Do you have any idea how many calls I get a day about that? Don't ask me about it again.
Where do babies come from?
What are you, a pervert? What's wrong with you?
Why do adventure games cost so much?
Hey, I just work here.
What is the secret of Monkey Island?
Oh, I'm fed up with stupid questions like that. It's a surprise, okay?
How much money have I spent talking to you?
75 cents a minute. You can ask your computer to work out the math for you.
Thank you. You've been very helpful. Goodbye.
Yeah, sure.
So some nice fourth wall breaking there. So I'm now I'm actually going to go and get the treasure of Big Whoop. I just figured, like, seeing as how that's a nice little thing that they put in this part of the game, I didn't really want to miss it. Just by going straight to the treasure by knowing the solution to the puzzle. So, due east from the pond, we should come to a dinosaur. There it is. And it was north from the dinosaur to the pile of rocks, I believe. And there's a dolphin. Dolphin and a whale. There's a pile of rocks, and then it was east from the pile of rocks to the giant X, which is, of course, X marks the spot. Here it is. Fantastic. So we should still have the shovel from the very beginning of the game. The first item that we picked up in the game. It's kind of nice that we use it again here at the end.
I've hit cement.
Right, there is cement at the bottom. So we need to blow through that with the dynamite that we just picked up. And what's really cool is that this is going to take us full circle back to the very, very beginning of the game when Guybrush is hanging on a rope and Elaine comes to rescue him and he has to tell her the whole story of how he got there. That story is ending at this point, which is really cool. So if we use the matches with the dynamite...
That's the last match.
We have lit dynamite.
Great Scott! That came from the direction of Dinky Island. That idiot must be messing with my grandfather's treasure. Ugh, I'd better get over there.
Okay. So we need to get to, of course, the treasure chest, which we can't reach. The treasure chest is the treasure of Big Whoop. There's a bit of an Indiana Jones moment going on here. But let's see. I don't know if Elaine saying Great Scott was a reference to Back to the Future or not. I like to think it is.
There. I think that'll hold.
So we now have a nice makeshift grappling hook, which we can use with these twisted metal rods to finally get the treasure.
And you showed up about 3 days later. Will you help me now?
Anything to shut you up. That has to have been the longest story I ever heard. Oh dear.
Alright, here we are in a very dark space. Also really nice that they played the Indiana Jones music cue when he swung across there. Smashed up treasure chest. Somewhere there is a light switch. There it is. Of course we want to use that.
Boo!
Eek.
Hello, Guybrush.
Would you mind not spitting so much when you talk?
You won't escape me this time.
Yeah? Just watch me.
Not so fast. Even if you were to escape, I would always be able to find you again. We are bound to one another.
Like soup and salad?
Not really. More like brothers.
Huh?
I am your brother.
No. That's not true. That's impossible.
Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
No!
And I brought a little surprise for you.
I think you being my brother is enough of a surprise for one day.
Perhaps. But humor me.
Say, that wouldn't happen to be a voodoo doll, would it?
Why, yes, as a matter of fact, it is a voodoo doll, which I'll be using to torture you. And then send you screaming to another dimension, one of infinite pain. Observe.
I'll do anything, just please don't do that again.
Okay, how about this? That was exhilarating. Let's have some more fun, shall we?
Please, no more.
Okay, time to send you screaming to a dimension of infinite pain. At last, I'm rid of that pesky little wimp Guybrush.
Hey, I'm alive.
Hey!
I thought I was a goner. Oops.
Strange. There must be something wrong with my voodoo doll. It was supposed to send you to another dimension, not the next room. Shoddy materials, I'll bet. Well, I guess I'll just try it again.
No, that's okay.
Alright, here's a ticket. So, I'm going to try and quickly explain...
It says E on it.
I'm going to quickly try and explain what's going on here, because basically you appear in a random room when LeChuck's zaps you. You then have a limited amount of time to move around before he inevitably finds you again and zaps you. It doesn't really matter if that happens, but I'm just going to quickly try and go through what we need to do. Oh, by the way, the treasure of Big Whoop was this ticket here. Oh, I have to say as well before I go any further that Dominic Armato, who does the voice of Guybrush, does do, I think, a really surprisingly passable impression of Mark Hamill in that Star Wars reference, which I think is pretty awesome. Okay, so we'll go this way. There are several items that we need to gather here before we can finish the game. This is the climax of the game here.
It's empty. It's already closed. It's stuck. It's probably full of tools and useful stuff. It's stuck.
Okay.
It's nailed shut.
Use our old friend the crowbar again if we have it. Oh, I don't think we do. Okay. There is a coin.
Must be a pretty small railroad.
That's a hint about what's coming next. We actually need to wait in this room for LeChuck to appear. He will then pick up that coin and we can give him a wedgie. There is actually a purpose to that. What we're doing here is exactly what we did in the first part of the game, where we built a voodoo doll of Largo. We now need to build a voodoo doll of LeChuck. So of course we need to do it the same way with one ingredient from each of the 4 basic voodoo groups. Something of the head, thread, body, and dead. We need to gather those things of LeChuck from the items that we have available. And then we can do some voodoo combat. I wonder if we can actually take the coin. No, we can. Here we go. Okay.
It's a buffalo head. What
If
a
we pick up
find.
LeChuck's underwear...
Hey, Guybrush, it's voodoo time.
Let me explain. Hold on.
Alright, now I think if we go this way... There's a first aid room in that direction. We have to open these boxes as quickly as we can.
What? All of them?
Some root beer in that one, which we'll take.
Hey, there's only one balloon in here.
Pick up the balloon.
One bottle of root beer should be sufficient.
And what's in this? Oh dear.
Hey, Guybrush, it's voodoo time.
Okay, I picked up a little
I'll just take
pirate
one.
doll.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Okay.
Holy cow, these are my parents! It's my dad. It's my mom. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Creepy. Okay. Open the trash can.
Oh, there's stuff in it. It's a pair of surgical gloves.
Some surgical gloves there, and there is a medical drawer.
There's a syringe in here.
Pick up the hypodermic syringe. Okay, we nearly have everything that we need to get the rest of the ingredients here. Let me think about it. We probably just need to go and find LeChuck, to be quite honest. Now, something I need to show you guys is this elevator. This is quite a tricky puzzle if you don't know what you're doing.
900 pounds. Service elevator. 1,000 pound limit.
Right.
I should push the little button. I should push the little button.
So we're basically this huge crate. Oh, hang on a second.
Now you're gonna get it.
Here, try this. Now, isn't that better? Are you sure you want to do this?
Okay, that was disgusting, but he has blown his nose on the hanky, so we have something of the body. So we have the thread and the body, so we need...
This looks loose.
We'll use Dad's skull. That's something of the dead. All we need now is something of the head. And... oh dear.
Now you're gonna get it.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Right, now the trick to getting something of the head is the elevator, but we can't use the elevator because it takes us over the weight limit. So what we need to do is first of all use this balloon with the helium tank. Oh, and there's a nice little thing here you can do.
Oh, there's a monkey in my pocket, and he's stealing all my change. His stare is blank and glassy, I suspect that he's deranged.
Yeah. So we'll fill this balloon with helium, and we'll also fill both of these surgical gloves with helium. And what that does is, because helium of course is a very light gas, it makes us very slightly lighter, which means that we can use the elevator. And now we'll go in the elevator, and we will wait for LeChuck.
Now you're gonna get it. Ow! Hey! Ow! Ow!
And some crispy beard bits have been trapped and ripped off from LeChuck's beard, which is plenty of a sample of something from the head. So now, what we're going to do is the generic voodoo Cupid doll. We're going to put that in the juju bag.
Now all I need are a few voodoo ingredients.
We have something of the thread.
Well, that's one ingredient and the doll.
Something of the head.
That's 2 ingredients in the doll.
Something of the body.
That's 3 ingredients and the doll.
And something of the dead. Now, the reason why Dad's skull is going to work in this puzzle is because, of course, LeChuck and Guybrush have now been revealed to be brothers. So it's actually LeChuck's father as well.
Okay, brother, watch out, because I've got my own doll now.
Right, and let's just open this door and have a look where this goes, because this is a really, really awesome thing here.
This is hauntingly familiar.
That's right, it's the alleyway on Melee Island from The Secret of Monkey Island, where we first meet Fester Shinetop, aka LeChuck.
Ooh, a circus! I love a circus!
Fettuccine Brothers Circus. There's nothing that we can do here.
The warning tape says closed for construction. The street is closed off.
There's nothing we can do here. It's just really nice that they put that in, like a little nod to the older game. And the next thing we do is when we next find LeChuck, we'll just use the syringe with the voodoo doll and end the game.
Now you're gonna get it.
Oh dear. Not quick enough. You only have a few seconds.
Now you're gonna get it.
There we go. Done.
That's pretty good, Guybrush, but not good enough to stop me.
Oh no, we're not quite done. We need to chase him.
Hey? Oh, it's you. What, that again? Oh, look at me quaking in me booties. I laugh at you and your puny voodoo tinkerings. Aha! I can take it.
Take this, LeChuck!
I'm much too powerful for you and your puny doll. You don't scare me.
I wonder what would happen if I tore the leg off this thing.
Guybrush!
What?
Come over here.
No way. I'm not that stupid.
But I want you to take my mask off. See the true face of your brother.
No chance. It just ripped my lungs out when I get close.
No, I promise. Please, come take off the mask.
Forget it. I'm not coming over there.
You've got to see my true face.
Leg or no leg, I trust you about as far as I can throw Manhattan.
I tell you, I'm dying here. Take the mask off.
Oh, all right. I'm coming over.
Gently now. Remove my mask.
My God, you're my creepy brother Chucky.
What? Did you think I was kidding before?
Why have you been chasing me all over the place?
Our mother told me to hunt you down.
When our mother told you to hunt me down, did she actually mention killing me, or was that your idea?
Look, Guybrush, could you help me out? Stick the leg back on the doll, okay?
Will you promise to stop picking on me?
All right, I promise. Anything, just put my leg back on.
Hey, you kids! You're not supposed to be in here.
Ah, so there you are.
What's going on?
We're scolding you for running off. Your mother and I were very concerned.
Thank you for hunting down your brother like we asked, Chucky dear.
You boys didn't get in any trouble now, did you?
No, sir.
Good.
I wish you wouldn't run off like that, young man. We were worried sick. You don't know what kinds of murderers and ne'er-do-wells might be hanging around a place like this.
I'm Guybrush Threepwood, a mighty pirate. I don't have to worry about stuff like that.
Of course, dear. But please be careful.
Well, come on then. Let's go ride the madly rotating buccaneer.
Yeah.
There you go, that's the end of Monkey Island 2 LeChuck's Revenge. Such a weird ending. So good though. It's right, there's several things I need to say about this, okay? First of all, this is the final Monkey Island game to be written and developed by Ron Gilbert, the creator of Monkey Island. The third, fourth and fifth Monkey Island games were all made by different people. He had no involvement in their creation at all. So in a way, this is the final quote-unquote true Monkey Island game. All of the other ones are just interpretations of how Guybrush's story continues from this point. And it's almost like this is where the story was supposed to end, with it being revealed that none of it was real. It was all just imagined up by a little boy called Guybrush Threepwood. And like his creepy big brother Chucky, he imagined to be an evil zombie ghost pirate called LeChuck. That's kind of a nice thing which just obviously undermines the entire story, and again is very sarcastic and very nihilistic, which is definitely Ron Gilbert's sort of comedic style.
I wonder what's keeping Guybrush. Oh, I hope LeChuck hasn't cast some horrible spell over him or anything.
But then again, there is that, which implies that it was all real, and that Guybrush and LeChuck just being kids in a theme park is like a spell that was cast over him. Now that is of course the angle which is taken in The Curse of Monkey Island, which is the next game in the series, where they had to continue the story from that point. But the other thing that I want to say about this is that Ron Gilbert has said since that, first of all, he would be very, very happy to write and develop another Monkey Island game, the true Monkey Island 3. but that would only happen if he had full creative control, as in he could buy the IP back from LucasArts, which of course is now from Disney. The Monkey Island rights are owned by the Disney Corporation because they bought Lucasfilm and its subsidiaries, which included LucasArts, or formerly Lucasfilm Games. They then shut down LucasArts. So the Monkey Island IP has just been locked away somewhere in Mickey Mouse's Disney castle, and it's probably never going to be used again. Now he has said, he has basically publicly plead on Twitter to Disney to say, let me buy the Monkey Island IP off you, please, it's my creation, you aren't going to use it for anything, I'm offering you a real serious amount of money for it, please let's talk. But so far there has been no development on that front, which is of course a real shame. It would be a real dream come true for me for Ron Gilbert to go back to this series and make another Monkey Island game in this style of humour and gameplay. One thing that he has also said since Monkey Island 2 was released is that he did have at one point a third Monkey Island game in development, although obviously it never came to fruition, and then the series was revisited years later in 1997 with the release of The Curse of Monkey Island. Ron Gilbert was at one point working on a third Monkey Island game, and one thing that he did say about it was that it was going to have 3 playable characters which you could switch between at any time in the game, and solve individual puzzles, and they would work together or against each other or whatever, and you would be able to control Guybrush, Elaine and LeChuck. Now that concept, I believe, was actually adapted into Day of the Tentacle. So rather than being a third Monkey Island game, the gameplay concept was transformed into the second Maniac Mansion game, Day of the Tentacle, which I've already played on this channel. So that's all some pretty interesting sort of trivia about the series there, and about what could have been and what may be in the future. But Ron Gilbert developed Maniac Mansion. He wrote and developed Maniac Mansion. He also developed Secret of Monkey Island and Monkey Island 2. Those are basically the only true LucasArts adventure games which he was the sort of main driving force behind. However, things are about to get very exciting in the genre because a very successfully kickstarted and very promising new retro-style point-and-click adventure is coming from Ron Gilbert in the next year or so. I believe it's going to be released early 2017. It's called Thimbleweed Park, and it is written and developed by Ron Gilbert and Gary Winnick, the original creators of Maniac Mansion. It looks amazing. It has something like 5 or 6 playable characters who are all kind of sharing this very strange, creepy game world, but they all have the big heads of Maniac Mansion and Zack McCracken, those old style graphics, but it has beautiful, beautiful VGA style environments with loads of colours and beautiful pixel art, which has all been rendered in HD. It has the full 9-verb system at the bottom of the screen, and it has voice acting, and it looks amazing, and it's set in kind of a creepy sort of ghost town in backwater America, and the story appears to take a lot of cues from 80s and 90s science fiction, in particular like the X-Files. One of the characters that you play as is a ghost. One of them is a creepy psychopathic clown. 2 of them are like sort of Mulder and Scully style private investigators, and then there's like a science student. It just looks amazing, that game. I'm just going to be playing it as soon as it comes out on this channel, but in the meantime I've got plenty of other adventure games to get through. I might take a break from Monkey Island before I go to the next one and do something different. but I hope you will join me for that, whatever I do. Next, I might do Broken Age, I might do Broken Sword, I might do Beneath Steel Sky, or Sam & Max, or one of the Indiana Jones games. Or I might just move straight on to The Curse of Monkey Island, which I would say behind this game is my favourite game in the series, and that also, obviously, by proxy makes it one of my favourite games of all time. But I had a ton of fun playing this game. I hope you enjoyed watching me do that. If you did, please do consider leaving a like and a comment, and of course, if you haven't already, do subscribe to my channel for plenty of other similar content. That does really help me, and it helps to get my videos out there and lets me know that you're enjoying them. So do consider doing that. You'd be doing me a massive favour. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time for more adventure games. Take care and goodbye.